How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to Fordham Firesides, the 2019 to 2020 school year, Season 2. I'm your host, Hank Michaels. With me, I have JJ Meador here.
There we go.
JJ reached out to me because this summer he wrote a book, and you are an alum.
Yeah, just graduated.
Yep.
So.
And you were in Gabelli, correct?
No.
Oh,
I was
wow.
an econ major, so I was like
That's
as
close.
fake of Gabelli.
Okay. But you're kind of close to Gabelli.
I don't like to think so, but maybe.
All right. So what's the book called?
It's called How to Make a Blindfolded Free Throw.
Okay.
So essentially, it's it really changed so many times throughout the process. But yeah, how to make a blindfolded free throw.
Okay, it's catchy. It's like draws you in. I like it, and it's about social media, correct?
Yeah. So really, I started off from a place of, all right, I have no idea what I want to write this book about, and I decided I wanted to interview people on how they went viral. So it started on how do you go viral on the internet? And then it turned more into how do people systematically grow their audience on the internet over a long period of time?
Okay. So what type of people are you targeting with this book?
Really anybody from kind of the casual social media surfer who's interested in kind of the people that I talk about in it.
Okay.
So a lot of the stories I use are from startups, from hip hop artists, and from people who grew art pages on Instagram or niche pages. So someone from a casual web surfer to somebody who's actually looking to start posting content for the first time and start understanding how the ecosystem is going to respond to what they put out.
So prospective YouTubers or Instagram models or that sort of thing?
Yeah, I tried to keep it as intro intermediate as possible because I don't want to sound like I'm writing a book about something I don't actually know.
Okay.
And obviously I'm not some huge internet personality or anything.
Okay.
I've tried, but
You tried.
I figure the only way to actually learn how to do it is to go ask people who have actually done it.
But you do have a lot of experience with social media, right?
Yeah, so I come from a place where I made enough money for beer money in college by growing Instagram accounts. Got pretty good at it, but it wasn't something I could turn into a full-time job by any means.
Okay. But you decide to direct your talents towards maybe writing a book then.
Yeah. Honestly, so we were in the Rival together,
yes,
right?
we were.
So
we were.
You remember Alexa Cucciara?
I don't.
Okay, she's in strategy, and she actually asked Sophia, who's the other co-head of strategy last year, to post something about a new book club on the Instagram page, on the Rivals page. So I didn't even post it myself. I saw it on our page that I co-managed later and was like, wait, I want to join that club. And now it's happened. So
from being on strategy on Rivals, what kind of got you interested in the first place? Or at least fueled the interest in social media?
No, I mean that was what fueled this. That's the perfect way of putting it.
Okay.
It fueled. Okay. It gave me a more direct place to learn how to build a brand rather than learn how to break Instagram's algorithm.
Okay, I got you. So what type of people did you seek out then? Who were some of the people you interviewed for this book?
So actually, I think that the most interesting interview talk happened on Friday, a couple days ago.
Oh, really? Okay.
I wasn't even planning to interview him for the book, but this guy named Q Harrison Terry, he's the growth marketer for Mark Cuban Companies.
Okay.
So he basically, from what I understand, he advises kind of how to handle their digital strategy, specifically towards millennials and people in our age bracket.
Okay.
So I really was we had a little back and forth on a LinkedIn post. So it was he connected with me. So I was like, oh, let's hop on the phone sometime.
Okay.
It turned into him explaining to me his 3-pronged LinkedIn strategy that he used to become a top voice of 2016, 17, and 18.
Okay.
That was so cool.
Is that strategy in your book?
I rewrote my whole chapter on it.
Okay.
Right after that, I was at work in the middle of the day. This was my lunch break.
Nice.
Talking to this guy, so I rewrote the whole chapter after that.
Is every chapter a different person that you interview? Is that kind of how the book is broken down?
Yeah. So I'm going to include, I'm not completely done. I have 2 more rounds of edits to go.
Okay.
So I'm assuming that my structure is going to be torn apart and kind of put back together, but that's how it's supposed to be.
Okay.
Like, it goes deep into, say, the Dollar Shave Club story, how they turned spending $2,000 on one intro commercial for YouTube, and it turned them into $1 billion company.
Did you interview them?
I very sadly didn't. That's what we'd call a secondary interview.
Okay.
So I reached out to them so many times. But the book includes interviews and secondary interviews. Okay. So a secondary interview, just a compilation of case studies and other interviews that already exist.
Okay, I got you. So what's the breakdown then of like secondary versus first person interviews for your book?
There are definitely more secondary interviews.
Okay.
But so some of the first person, like the primary interviews I used were more so to fill gaps into storylines that I couldn't find out from the internet.
Okay.
Or to put more personal perspective onto it. So one person that I interviewed was he was the team captain of my high school water polo team.
Oh, really?
And yeah, now he's a Nike footwear designer, and he's known on Instagram as the Sandman.
Okay.
Got over 100,000 followers for his art page. So that was it was cool to be like, yeah, I learned from you once. Like, I tried to kind of follow the mold you set here once. I'm going to try to do it again.
That's awesome. Huh. So how many chapters is it, the entire thing?
Right now it's sitting at 16.
16.
But it's definitely not going to be these 16.
I got you.
It's changing and shifting still.
What's the current page count at?
I don't know the exact page count. I wrote it all online.
Oh, I see.
The word count is right around 23,000.
Okay. I'm trying to... Do I know the math for this? No, I definitely don't. I definitely don't.
180 to 220.
Okay.
Roughly, maybe.
That's a good length. And then how are you publishing it? Is it like a self-publishing thing, or do you have a deal with a publisher? Like, how does that work?
So I got to give a plug to this guy, honestly.
Okay.
Eric Custer is the man. He is a Georgetown professor who started this company called New Degree Press.
Okay.
Started it. I think he started it with other people too, but this company, New Degree Press, they're a publisher. And essentially what he did for us is we met virtually during the school year. Every week, he kind of gave us structure, like, this is what you should be doing now if you want to have a book publishing in December. Okay. And every week, we get all these documents to go through. And after that kept on rolling, we get to the phase where we're doing a bunch of workshops with the other authors. And then we get to the phase where we work with our own developmental editor, our own marketing editor, copy editor in the future. So really, it's only possible because of Eric.
That's awesome.
And New Degree Press, which...
Okay.
They basically help us college students publish.
And you mentioned your book's coming out in December.
Yeah, December.
Tentative date?
I am totally blanking, but I believe that it's December 2nd.
Okay.
Is the date that it publishes, and then it'll be shipped and arrive at places about a week later.
Okay. Huh. All right. Yeah. Do you think it could change too, depending on what work still has to or might still have to go into the book?
Yeah, I mean, I have deadlines, and like, if I don't hit the deadlines, I don't know what happens, but I'm planning on hitting them.
Yeah, no, for sure. So what was your timeline like after graduating Fordham to the point where you got to writing this book? Was it like June, I was thinking about what to write about, July, I started writing? Like, how did that break down for you?
So I had a discovery call with Professor Eric back in, it was either December or January. I think it was December while I was still a senior. Okay. And at that point, it was just like, yeah, I'm interested in writing a book, but I don't know what I want to write it on.
Okay.
I don't know anything, So I just kind of knew generally, I'd like to write a book. Social media maybe is what I'm going to write it about, but I also like basketball and economics and emerging technology. Okay. So we'll see.
All right. So did you fit most of that stuff in there?
Yeah, so I like how to make a blindfolded free throw. First off, it's like a solid analogy to...
Okay, yeah. Explain the name. Like, how does that fit into what you're writing about?
So, just super high level. It makes a whole lot of sense. So, have you played basketball before?
Yeah, I'm terrible, but I have.
Okay, fair enough. So, like, if you walked up to a free throw line and you were taking free throws, what do you think your free throw percentage would be?
I don't know, like 50-50 or something like that.
Okay. And what if you did the same thing with a blindfold on?
less. 10% if I'm lucky.
Okay, makes sense. So, like Steph Curry, we'll say he's like best free throw shooter out there. If he goes up there with no blindfold on, he's scoring 90% of the time, probably more. If he goes up there with a blindfold on, he's not going to be able to guarantee you that next shot's going to go in.
Okay.
But he has a much higher chance of it scoring. He has a much higher chance of scoring his next shot than you do or than I do.
Okay.
And that's based on a couple of things. But relative to social media, I explain this really badly, so I just whatever. Okay. I explain it better in other videos, but
Okay.
But anyways, so I can't teach you how to go viral on the internet, and nobody can. But what I can teach you how to do is shoot with better form and shoot a shitload more shots.
Okay.
So you're probably not going to shoot as well as Steph Curry would in basketball terms, but I can get you from 10% to 20%.
Okay.
And if you keep on shooting shots the way that different structures lay out, that you can shoot them like consistently without putting a lot of effort, then why aren't any of them going to go in? One of them's going to go in eventually.
Yeah, it's true. So do you have people that you're in contact with who are interested, who have already told you, I am trying to build my brand, I'm excited to read your book, like people who have not made it yet but are interested? Yeah,
I think that actually So I finished like my whole pre-sale campaign just a couple of days ago. I rose a little bit over $4,000.
Okay.
So the people who kind of helped me fundraise, they did it by buying a signed copy or buying a couple signed copies or an ebook or whatnot. So I have that list of people that they're already going out to.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. So what's next for you then after this book gets released?
Who knows, man? My goal was really, I wanted to write this so I can have a little bit more credibility.
Yeah.
And talk to a lot more interesting people.
Okay.
Like, really my goal was, like, talking to Mark Cuban's growth marketer, talking to Q Harrison Terry and him being a nice guy, cool guy, and giving me very practical advice. That was so cool to me.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Like, I don't know. The thing that lights a fire up under me is, like, just talking to people who are super interesting.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah. So, I mean, you're young still. You got plenty of time to keep doing that then. Yeah. See how this... I'm excited to see what happens when your book launches.
I am too, man. Like, I've never... The only thing I've worked harder on in my life, I think, is water polo.
Okay.
That's, you know, I played that D1 for a little bit.
Okay.
So, I mean, I'm excited.
Yeah, for sure. I would be too. Congratulations, man.
Thank you, bro.
So real quick, where can people buy your book if they didn't back you?
So right now, it's not on sale.
Okay.
I'm in that in-between phase of fundraising, so I don't have to pay for my editors.
But once it releases?
Once it releases, it's going to be on Amazon, and I'm also trying to find a workaround so that I can put it on my personal website and put it out for free plus shipping, so people don't have to pay for it. You
want to plug your website real quick so people can check it out?
Actually, right now, just literally at JJ Meador on anything, like any social media, or I'd prefer LinkedIn or Instagram if you actually want to talk, but that's where I'll be posting a lot of updates.
Perfect. Hit them up. JJ, thank you so much for coming on. I'm excited to see your book. I will definitely be buying a copy. You all should too. It sounds really interesting. You're doing some cool stuff, man.
You are too, dude. Man, thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Of course.
And I miss you, Fordham.
All right. Thank you guys for watching. I will be back next week with another episode. I will keep it going every week throughout this year. Hopefully. I'm busy, but I can do it.
This man's doing big things.
We'll see. Thank you guys. Until next time.